to our culminating performance of Summer Arts. Thank you so much for coming out and joining us tonight. My name is Jennifer Corey. I'm the Fine Arts Supervisor at District. I'm going to be your MC for the evening. Again, I want to thank you for coming out, spending the evening with us. We have a great night of music planned for you. I hope you enjoy every moment of it because we've been looking forward to this for the last 4 weeks. I'm going to turn the stage over to Mr. Hyde and the beginning string ensembles.
Hi everyone, it's so good to be here. I wasn't here last year, it's really nice to be back with the kids. I want to thank 2 people, Ms. Schlegel and Mr. Freeman, because I was out for just about a full week, very sick, and they took my kids and worked with them during their lesson plans so that they would be able to play the pieces. So a week ago I was panicking, and then when I came in on Monday and played with the kids, they did a beautiful job. So I would thank those 2. But I was only going to do kids 2. Kids said, no, we got to do this one. No, we got to do this one. So we're going to do all 3 of them. The first one is one called Hard Rock Highway. It gives them a chance to play a lot of open strings and just kind of get used to playing together in a little bit bigger groups than they may be used to. Okay, so it's Hard Rock Highway. you. And the last piece we'll play, I'm going to say the Japanese. This is the sound of shoes, traditional Japanese kids.
One more round of applause for the kids of Mr. High. Well, the next group starts, on the microphone stand. So the next group starts to enter the stage. I just wanted to draw attention to, we had a couple things happen before the show started. I'd like to thank those teachers. We had a small piano recital in the choir room led by Mrs. Leanhard. Those kids were phenomenal. Some of these kids have never touched a piano before. Some of them have been studying privately. They did a wonderful, wonderful job. We're going to try and post some pictures and some short videos online tomorrow so you can get a little idea of what we did in there. But it's a great program that we're able to offer through Summer Arts. It's pretty much private piano lessons for a very reduced rate. It's been something that we've been able to hold on to for years. We enjoy doing it. And we thank Mrs. Leanhard so much for joining us every year to run that program. So we give Mrs. Leanhard a hand. You got some lovely wind ensemble groups in the front led by Mr. Burns and Mr. Hughes. Both have been very proactive in town with the kids. Mr. Hughes is our high school band director. Mr. Burns is like an asset to community. He runs the youth band. We thank both of them. They participated with the ensembles, but it was a very nice treat coming in. So we're giving them a couple seconds to get everything in order, but I'd just like to let you know this is another 5th and 6th grade group. So these are kids that are just basically in the beginning of their musical careers. They get to work with Mr. Colwell, who is one of our very talented in-district instrumental music teachers. Some of them knew him before coming into this summer. Some of them have never met him before. So it's a very big deal that they come in and they're comfortable exposing themselves to being around a new adult who has music experience, and they're kind of putting it all out on the line. So it's a nice little experience for both the teacher and the kids to just develop this nice beginning relationship with. Oh, okay. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Well, we have an opportunity to, there's one more teacher that's did his main performance last night. He's kind of quiet scenes tonight. He's running our sound both Mr. Schmidt, who's in the back. program. He did a phenomenal job. It was really, really impressive. We have some video of that that'll be going up online as well next week. We just did a little bit of editing time, but it was phenomenal. The kids did a really, really impressive job. Mr. Schmidt managed to run the program and accompany them while they were all performing. We had some dramatic performances, we had some Broadway performances, individual, solo. We had some kids take risks and do things that were a little rebellious to them, and it was a great show. And those of you that were here, thank you for coming. Those of you that couldn't make it with us last night, again, check the district website. We're going to try and post as much of it up as possible so that you can see a little preview. If any of the kids are interested in joining us for the musical theater program next year, we'd love to have them. It was a lot of fun. Now we're good. All right, so I'm going to turn this show over to Mr. Colwell.
So this is the 5th and 6th grade. We just finished 5th and 6th grade. We're going to do 2 selections for you. We haven't had a chance to play tonight, so we are going to probably start, just a couple of notes to get a sound out of our instrument, and then we'll start with Celebration Prelude.
very impressed with what you're going to see tonight. I'm going to move out of the way because they're walking in front of me, but everyone just kind of beware. There are going to be kids moving in and out of the aisles, but they will watch out for you if we watch out for them.
So a needle pulling thread. Thank you. I just wanted to thank everybody for coming. It was a great pleasure to work with these kids. If you don't know, I teach the high school at the choir during the year. So to get to work with the younger ones and see the talent that we have coming up is really great. Our last song for you is going to be the Papaya song.
We have another round of applause for Cintano and the drum singers. Our students are very excited to get the egg shakers. So the next group that's going to be joining us behind me is the younger jazz band. They're led by Mr. Bryson and Mr. Tiedemann. They've been working, again, for only 4 weeks. You're going to get a little bit of group work, you're going to get a little bit of solo work, and we're very excited to present them to you. At this point, I'm going to turn the show over to both these gentlemen and the students.
You guys a little nervous? All right. That's a good thing. Well, it's my privilege. Every year I get to what's aging myself, but take the nesty plunge with your children. And that's what I describe as falling into, backwards into the water of improvisation. So all the students will create their own solo, which is not written out for the first time. And I'm very proud of each and every one of your children. They did it courageously, and you're gonna love it. If you could hold your applause till the end of the solo so we get to hear everybody. That's unlike the jazz world, but we're gonna do it that way tonight, okay? All right. I'd also like to thank Ms. Jennifer Corey for everything, her visionary leadership this summer, and every year it's a pleasure coming to work here in Bloomfield. I'd like to thank Bobby Tiedemann. Yes. I'd like to thank Mr. Tiedemann, who co-taught the class with me this year for the first time. We had a great time. Bobby. And all my colleagues, it's been great working with you guys. So without further ado, our first song is going to be Low Rider. you feel about it? Okay. Woo. Yeah, I'm really proud of them too. I featured Evan. Evan, stand up. Gabe. Tom. Dominic. Wahid. Rachel. Priscilla. Lucas. And Robbie. And Jack on the bass. Hey, as you can see, we have some guest artists as well. I'd like to thank Mrs. Leanhart on piano. And two of our high school students who you're going to hear in the advanced jazz band as well, Chris Jeffer and Desmond Soto Schwartz. These guys came in on their own time to help me out, so I really appreciate them as well. Our last song is going to feature everyone again, and it's called King Tut's Tune. Jaychelle, Priscilla, Lucas, and Robbie, and our rhythm section. Thank you very much.
Okay, give another round of applause for the jazz band. They did fantastic. At this time, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Mrs. Gilmore, who's going to talk about two very important groups to the music community that mostly take place during the school year, but you'll see they're pretty active with us over the summer as well. So, introduce Mrs. Gilmore.
Good evening, everybody. They're doing a great job, aren't they? I'm currently the president of the Bloomfield Middle School Music Parents Association, but because I have someone who's going to be a sophomore in high school, I'm also a member of the High School Music Parents Association. We're a group of parents that get together and have meetings and mostly talk about fundraising to do some extracurricular support of our students here. We have membership forms in the back for any of you who have 6th graders who are going to be incoming 7th graders. You can get on our email list. We're going to have our first meeting in October. Some of the really tremendous things we're able to do are, this year, we were able to raise enough money to provide 6 half scholarships for our middle school students to attend summer arts, which is a wonderful thing. We've been able to bring in people to do workshops with our kids, all with the help of our parents. And last year we had our best year ever, and we're hoping for another fabulous year this year. So if you have an incoming 7th grader and you'd like to pick up a form in the back, please do so. You can send it in with your child tomorrow and drop it in the office and we'll get it. You'll be on our email list so you'll know when our meetings are as well. Our high school program, the High School Music Parents Association, if you go to the district website for any incoming freshmen, you can click on the link and you can find the forms and information about our High School Music Parents Association there. And one very last shameless plug, we're doing an Ice Pop fundraiser tomorrow, so send a little extra pocket change in with your kids. We're going to try and fill our coffers back up before the school starts. And look for us come the fall, our first meeting in October, and we'll be having one of our first fundraisers come November. So please get involved. Thank you again very much. Have a nice night.
Okay, so at this time, we're going to turn the show over to Mr. Freeman and our string ensembles.
Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Freeman. This is my string ensemble. We're going to start things off with Russian Sailor Singing. like to first off thank this group right here. Great working with some of them. They were a great group. We had a lot of fun, and just like they in such a short amount of time, were able to play this well. It shows how amazing I am. So, I also would like to thank Olivia Ruiz, Emma LaSalle, Eric Strum. Although they're not on stage helping, they've been instrumental in this group. Did I get there? So thank you guys so much. It's great.
We have another round of applause for Mr. Freeman, a big string ensemble, and for Prachi, who did a beautiful solo. So I'm going to make this quick again because we're going to have the summer singers, the advanced summer singers passing in front of us in a moment. So if you're on the side aisle, just kind of beware of your feet. If you're in the front, beware of your feet as well. They're a large group and they're coming through. So I would just like to remind everyone before I forget to remind you, tomorrow we are going to start regular time, 8:30 in the morning. We are going to clean up house, try and leave the building as it was when we found it, maybe even a little bit better condition. And then we're going to go into a brief informal recital for about an hour, and then we are having a pizza party / field day. The whole day tomorrow is going to be done by 11 a.m. So we end a little bit early. It's supposed to be nice weather. We're going to try and get the kids outside, enjoying the nice weather after the recital and eating their pizza, but we wanted to give you that heads up ahead of time so you can plan for transportation. So they will be done by 11 tomorrow. So at this time, I'm going to invite up the advanced summer singers, led by Miss Hannah.
Just want to thank everybody one more time. This group was really great because I got to work with some of the kids that I see every day during the school year, but also a lot of the kids that are coming into the high school next year. So I'm really excited for September. We can use the month off, but really excited for September. And then the kids that are going to the middle school choir is going to be great. So our last song is Rock and Roll is Here to Stay. Oh, the soloists, sorry, were Zoe, Ava, and Angel in that last song.
a large fundraiser for this program for us. It allows us to raise money to give out some scholarship opportunities so a lot of these kids can come join us for this month. But this is a vocal year, so if you liked what you saw, these kids are all going to get a great opportunity to work with Mrs. Hano again this year, to work with her again this year, and our other general music teachers in the elementary level and Mr. Schmidt at the middle school. So we encourage a lot of these happy, familiar faces to make themselves familiar faces when it becomes townwide time, because we'll look for representatives from every school in the district to perform with us. At this time, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Mr. Hughes of the ensemble.
Is this one on? Okay, good. This is the advanced saxophone ensemble. All the students up here are either going to be seniors or going to be juniors in high school this year. And I'm filling in for one who is at camp this week, who was nice enough to call us from Pennsylvania, wish us today. But we miss him, and I'd rather he'd get here than I. But these guys are playing a piece. It's called Don't Speak Her Name. I have never actually heard it in context because I don't play video games the level that they do. I used to, but oh well. And this was actually arranged by our Barry sax player, Mike Dukes.
Let's go home. Let's go home.
Yeah, but I have to get the instrument. Can I sit here? Can I sit here? Can I sit here?
Give another round of applause for the saxophone ensemble and Michael, please. That was great. I'm going to now turn the microphone over to Mr. Burns, who is going to lead the wind ensemble. They are going to end our show tonight. I'm just going to remind everyone before I do, though, that we do end tomorrow at 11 o'clock, so just keep that in mind as we make our plans for tomorrow. There will be ice pops sold, so if it gets out, we have ice pops. Your children will be fed. They will have pizza before they leave it, and hopefully with those smiles on their faces, and they're ready for September to join us with their instruments and vocal cords. Again, I'd also like to thank Mr. Futrell. If you pass through the art show in the front, he's a new staff member with us. We are very appreciative of all the hard work that he put in as well. So if you didn't already visit the art show, do so on your way out. And now I'm actually going to turn the microphone over to Mr. Burns.
Not really part of the program. As you can probably tell, a lot of those kids have been sitting around and not playing for a while, so we just get some air into the horn, make sure the reed works, and we're ready to go. We have 3 short pieces for you tonight. The first is called Electric City Celebration. It's one of mine. It was commissioned by Marywood University in Scranton, Pennsylvania, for their junior high school band festival that covers 5 states. They have kids from 5 states, including New England, come to their place every year, and they hold a big festival. Electric City is the nickname for Scranton, and Celebration because it's part of the Junior Wind Band celebration. Hope you like this.